Happy Sunday, everybody. Let's talk about every game happened on Saturday, January 24th. The first game is the Wizards lost to Hornets 115-119. The Hornets they're going on a little run right now. 5-5 in their last 10 games. Right now they're 3.5 games out of the 10 seed. So who knows? They might make a run for it. Meanwhile, the Wizards remain the worst team in the East. And the big question is Trae Young gonna come back this year? If not, we got to roster Trey Johnson. We got to roster Bob Carrington, because finally they shipped out C.J. McCollum, so they don't they don't have to play him 35 minutes and taking shots away. And they're playing some young new guys. Will Riley played 23 minutes. Alex Sarr had a big one versus the Hornets, 24 points, only 4 rebounds. Still in the block. That's great. Trey Johnson, let's roster him. He's gonna score a lot, and he can make a lot of threes. And Bob Carrington is just kind of like give you 5-6 assists, 13-14 points. He had an okay game here as well. And Justin Champagnie, man, had a huge game, 32 points off the bench because Keyshawn George was in foul trouble. Keyshawn also had a huge game. Champagnie, if everybody is healthy, which the Wizards never will be for the rest of the season, he's not gonna get 32 minutes every night. But given how great he's been, it doesn't hurt to just pick him up and see how things go. For the Hornets, Knipo, 16 points, 3 threes. I think with Brandon Miller, with Miles Bridges, with LaMelo Ball around, he's just not going to have huge usage. But 15, 16 points is okay. Miles Bridges played just 29 minutes. He's losing some trust, giving some of those minutes to other guys. Still had 20 points and 3 threes. So Diabate, let's roster him. 14 rebounds in 32 minutes. Really good rebounder. Hustle a lot. They like him over Ryan Kalkbrenner. So I think at this point we can drop Ryan and roster Diabate. Brandon Miller, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. Pretty well-rounded game by Brandon Miller. Great. And LaMelo had 11 assists and 20 points. I'm happy with LaMelo's production. His minutes has also been ramping up. He's really up and down, but he's healthy. He's playing 30 minutes a night. He's not putting up top 20 numbers, top 10 numbers, but the counting stats are still very nice. Moving on to the next game, we did not have a lot of games on Saturday. The Knicks and the Sixers, this is supposed to be a big game. And I'm surprised, there's a lot of games today, given it's an NFL conference championship games. They should have put more games on Saturday. Well, the Knicks beat the Sixers, but how about Karl Anthony Towns? He committed 6 fouls in 16 minutes. The man just does. He's been in the league for over a decade now. Like he really needs to know. It's not the first day on the job. Seriously, the cat really needs to know how to not foul. Really, and yeah, like his rookie year, he was a top 10 player. Like 18 points, 11 rebounds with great efficiency. This year, he's giving you 22 points. So over the last 10 years in fantasy, he just has not improved. Which is, he's been through different situations. I get that, but yeah, he's got to be better. If not, the Knicks, if they can get asset back for him, maybe because they have too much offense. They actually just need more defense. Jalen Brunson played a great game, 31 points, 6 threes, 6 assists. No defensive stats as usual. Mikal Bridges had a horrible game, but they still got the win. Played just 29 minutes, 3 for 16. He should bounce back. OG had a big one with 23 points and 2 steals and 2 threes. And Josh Hart does what he does best. Goes 1 for 5 from the free throw line, but had 13 rebounds, 7 assists. Every single year this happens. Beginning of the season, Josh Hart doesn't get minutes. He's not. He's not even a player that we want to go and stream. And then as the season goes on, he finds his way, over 30 minutes a night. We look at the Sixers, Joel Embiid. How about Joel Embiid? He's playing health. He's healthy. He's playing huge minutes. He's still not as mobile as he was, before everything. But he can legit average 30 points, 10 rebounds the rest of the season with good efficiency, right? That's top 10 player. So hopefully he can stay healthy. But right now, if you want to sell him, this is the time to sell. If you worry about his injuries, right? You can get guys, like try to get target guys at the, end of like top 15 ranked player, but have more availability. Let's say you can try to get Jalen Johnson, try to get Donovan Mitchell, try to get Anthony Edwards, try to get James Harden, Kate Cunningham, right? Kate Cunningham has been underperforming. So that could be a good trade for Joel Embiid. Of course, he could just keep doing this for the rest of the season, but before you know it, he's out for 2 weeks. So I would explore just to see. If I can get Kate Cunningham for Joel Embiid, I would absolutely do it. VJ Edgecombe, 14 points, 4 assists, and 1 3. With everybody healthy, he got to get more defensive stats. And Tyrese Maxey had 22 points, 2 steals, and block. And Paul George has just 9 points. Another thing is, if Joel Embiid is having such a high usage, Maxey is just not going to be... Embiid is still going to miss back-to-back games, but Maxey is not going to be a top 5 player with Embiid playing 36 minutes and having bulk of the usage. That's just what it is. All right, move on to the next game. We have the Cavs and the Magic. They beat the Magic. Cavs beat the Magic 119-105. Honestly, Magic are better without Banchero. I felt like the Magic. They're 4-6. They lost 3 straight. Right? Since Banchero, I'm interested in seeing what is the plus and minus with Banchero on the floor. And the team overall winning record. For the Cavs, that's great. Jalen Tyson right now is a must roster. Played 32 minutes, starting. Of course, I know Darius Garland is out, but for now, let's roster him and try to sell him if you can. I don't know when Garland will be back. 17 points, 3 threes is pretty good. Donovan took 30 shots to get to 36 points. 9 assists, 2 steals, 2 threes. Yeah. He just have the ultimate green light if he wants to. Jared Allen was in a bit foul trouble, but otherwise a great game with 3 steals and 2 blocks. And Mobley struggled here, 13 points and 7 rebounds and a block. So this Cavs team, yes, Lonzo Ball is somebody we could stream if you're looking for some peripheral stats, and Jalen Tyson right now needs to be rostered. For the Magic, interesting. With Jalen Suggs back in the starting lineup, they still started Anthony Black. And they actually give him 39 minutes. So Anthony Black is just playing really, really well. If you picked him up middle of the season, you're getting great production, great production. And we'll see what happens when Franz Wagner eventually comes back. Anthony Black may come off the bench, but he's still going to get close to 30 minutes. He's just playing too well. He's playing too well not to play him, close to 30. Wendell Carter Jr. had added a steal and 2 blocks, just what it is. The defensive stats come and goes. Banchero, 27 points is good, but just nothing else. Good efficiency. And Desmond Bane had 2 threes, 2 steals, and 20 points. Desmond Bane on this team, he's just not going to... And, he really changed his game. Back when with the Grizzlies, he was averaging 3.5 threes. This year, he's like, is he making 2? So that's a big part of his value from years in the past. No, not even 2, dude. 1.7 threes. So, yeah, it seems like he drives. Now he does a lot of drives and hitting threes. And, of course, with all the guys, his usage come down quite a bit as well. Move on to the next game. We have the Celtics lost to the Bulls. It is a back-to-back. I think back-to-back for both teams. Derrick White came back. 15 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Didn't shoot the ball well. And with Derrick White back, Peyton Pritchard had a big game the night before. Today he only played 30 minutes, had only 10 points. Had 7 assists. And Fernie Simons, his minutes is up a little bit, 21 points, 5 threes. But I don't think we need to roster him. When folks are healthy playing, he's just too inconsistent. The minutes are too inconsistent. Even when he get minutes, he's too inconsistent, right? Last year when he was with the Portland Trailblazers, right, his numbers was also very, very mediocre, to be honest, because he doesn't get a lot of defensive stats, and doesn't get a lot of peripheral stats either. So it's really about scoring and hitting threes. This game, I don't know why they started Amari Williams, a guy that I never heard of, over Nemias. It's fine. Like, Nemias still got 24 minutes, so let's not drop him and keep him. It's just a weird coaching decision, I guess. Sam Hauser hit 2 threes. He's a great 3-point streamer. And Jaylen Brown had 33 points, but took 28 shots. Yeah, Jaylen just take too many shots here. But overall, Celtics are still playing very well this year. For Chicago, Kobe White, 22 points, 5 threes is okay. Just wish he could get more defensive stats. 7 assists is okay. And Josh Giddey, they just have him come off the bench. 23 minutes. Every once in a while, he's going to have a 30-point triple-double, but just not a guy that we want to draft in the second round. Plus, he doesn't even get 35 minutes every night because they don't trust him like that. Coming off the bench, but for now, probably a buy low opportunity. Throw him a top 50, 60 player, especially if you love those rebounding and assists. Vucevic, 16 points, is still on 2 blocks. Really no point talking about Vucevic. He's just so goddamn consistent, And Jalen Smith, right now, still remain on must roster. 14 points, 9 rebounds. They're changing up their lineup, but maybe eventually they have Josh Giddey come back in, and maybe Jalen Smith come off the bench. But 28 minutes of Jalen Smith, I think, make him kind of a must roster because he get a lot of rebounds. He's also aggressive shooting the 3. He can score. He can get blocks. Move on to the next game we have. Well, the Lakers, they came back for this one. 116-110. They were down big. Luka, I guess it's revenge game, I guess. Had a good game. 14 for 15 from the free throw line. Only took 15 shots because, the Maverick defense, Jason Kidd knows how to take the best player out and let him facilitate. He did have 11 assists as well. That's great. And Austin Reeves, maybe come back in a week or two. So that's going to help the Lakers, supposedly. LeBron, 17 points, 8 rebounds. LeBron has been playing fine. Once Austin Reeves comes back, I do expect LeBron to maybe sit out more games for rest purposes. They love Jake LaRivia. They love him. They love him so much that they still have Rui Hachimura come off the bench. 13 points by him. If we wanted some rebound and some efficiency and some defensive stats, sure, we could have here Marcus Smart. They also love him. It makes sense. They need more defensive-minded guys on the floor, even though Smart is a liability a lot of times offensively. Hit 2 threes, 3 assists, 13 points. It's good. And Rui Hachimura hit 4 threes off the bench. We don't need to roster him for now. For Dallas, Cooper Flag struggled, 16 points, but did have 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Cooper Flag next year, I think he's probably going to be more or less the same. Maybe next year is the year he kind of take a leap forward. We love his fantasy profile because he can do everything, right? He can get you a lot of defensive stats, get you rebound, assists, and of course he can score the ball, with decent efficiency. Although that hasn't been the case this year, he hasn't been a great free throw shooter either. Flag is shooting 47% from the field, which is okay. He's not hurting you. 79% from the free throw line, which is also okay, depending on how your team is. Shooting 80% of high volume, especially for volatile shooters, some weeks you're 40%. Some weeks you're 60%, some weeks you're 90%. But yeah, overall, definitely not a guy that we want to draft in the 3rd round looking back, because he was taking a lot of drafts like 3rd round, 4th round. That's kind of his ceiling, And RJ Marshall need to be rostered. Same thing with Max Christie. Both guys had a good game, 24 points. 4 threes by Christie, and Marshall had 21 points and 11 rebounds. These 2 guys are just very efficient and can score the ball. And we don't know AD, we don't know Kyrie, if they're going to come back at all. If there's a betting line, I don't think Kyrie is coming back to impact fantasy at all. Maybe just shut him down, because the Mavericks right now, it just doesn't make sense unless those guys have Kyrie Irving on their fantasy team. It doesn't make sense. Right now, the Mavericks, they're 2 games out of the 10th seed. They really don't. And they still have their pick. I don't know. I imagine they do. Have guys come back. They're not competing for anything, to be honest. And then Kyrie's getting older. Same thing with AD. All right, move on to the next game, the last game of the night. The Miami Heat. I know the Jazz are a bad team, but they scored 147 points. Bam, in just 31 minutes, didn't even shoot the ball that well, right? 8 for 19, hit 4 threes, had 26 points. I think with Kawhi Weir out, Bam is able to get a few extra minutes and putting up some good numbers. So good for Bam Adebayo. Norman Powell, 13 points. He has been underwhelming, even without Tyler Hero. So he's hot and cold. Lately, he just hasn't been good. Andrew Wiggins hit 2-3, 17. Andrew Wiggins has been pretty good lately. Wiggins is a guy that was 178th. I'm sorry, he's a 68th ranked player this year. 16 points and 2 threes. But this year, what's great about him is he's getting 1.2 steals and 1 block, and then only 1.7 turnovers. So he's been great. Just focusing on playing defense and offensively, right? Take the open shot if you needed to. Great percentages as well for him, at least 47% and 79% from the free throw line. So happy with Wiggins' fantasy production, honestly. This man has been through many different teams, and now he's playing ball in Miami, which is good for him. Because he used to be kind of a joke in fantasy when he was with the Timberwolves, like because the numbers look fine, looks like he's averaging 20 points, right? You think, oh my God, he's a must roster, but then has no rebound, no assists, no defensive stats, bad free throw shooter, turn the ball over, and not even good field goal guy. So now he's turning into kind of a great fantasy player. We look at the Jazz. We still don't have Lauri Markkanen. So that's always going to be the concern. This is why when Lauri was going off, you want to look for those trades, because anytime anything happens, they're going to sit him out for like 10 games. And then he might come back, play 2 games, and then he's going to be out again. So, yeah, that's there's nothing you can do except try to trade him. However, Yusuf Nurkic, they're fine playing him 30 minutes. And he still got it. 12 assists, 10 rebounds, 17 points. He was a minus 30 though, but just the number he's putting up is crazy. Keontae struggled a little bit here. Again, 19 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Keontae has been kind of cooled off, which makes sense. When you don't have Lauri Markkanen, the opposing defense, right? They're going to be more zoomed in on you. Ace Bailey had 12 points and still 2 blocks. Okay, and Cody Williams had 1. So they got a lot of defensive stats this game, but they're not great fantasy players. So I wouldn't. If there's a back-to-back, I would stream, but I don't think they need to be rostered. And Filipowski, a guy that he's just not getting minutes. Even with no Lauri Markkanen, he gets 15 minutes. Because Yusuf Nurkic is getting bulk of the minutes right now. And Isaiah Collier, of course, is always a great stream for some assists, 9 assists here. And that's it, guys. So see you tomorrow.